Hello, beautiful. Good morning. How are you? And how are you taking care of yourself today? I'm doing pretty good today. It's a nice, sunny, not as cold day in central Illinois. So just enjoying the lovely sun outside. And just to warn you, my dogs have been like super spicy cooped up lately, and they might just erupt barking at all times of the day. So just as a total heads up. But I would love to know how you're taking care of yourself this busy holiday season, or maybe it's not so busy. Maybe it's delightfully unscheduled. We this weekend we're going to try to figure out. I let my kids. I used to make like a ton of cookies, right? Like the holiday cookie thing. Um, and then they would just like we give them away. But this is also on top of like the dozen loaves of bread that we make our friends for Thanksgiving. And so I put a stop to all the crazy cookie baking because Lord knows our waistlines definitely don't need it. So my kids get to pick one cookie recipe every year. So they have to kind of like sit down and have a conference and talk about what cookie would they like for Christmas. So I have a delicious snowball cookie um, from my youth that sometimes wins out, but we'll see. We'll see. Our lovely neighbor brought over a giant tray of holiday cutout cookies. So thank God for our neighbor. And that is totally off the table because not a big fan of the decorating. So, anyway, I want to talk to you today about the word of the week. And I'm going to put up a little banner: self love. Now, I just want to be honest with you. I didn't really believe in this word until I felt self love for myself. I thought it was just kind of like some woo woo, mushy stuff that, I don't know, Stuart Smalley said to himself on Saturday Night Live. In my Before my healing journey, I would say that about 99% of the time, I would just be the person who is kind of, whipping my back to get me to go faster, to get me to do it better, more perfect, and all of that, of course, in silence. So I would say self loathing would be more of the self word I would have put with that. But I wasn't self aware. So I didn't know. I would say that everything was fine and just trying to get through the holidays or my day in general. And then I started listening to some or reading some personal development books and seeing like my pastor for pastoral care, and the word self-care popped up into my vocabulary. So that is my first tip is, well, actually it's not self-care, it's treat yourself as a friend. So my first tip is treat yourself as a friend to get to the magical place of self-love. So it's a journey, it's a process and a journey, and something you have to water. And it's not going to be something that happens overnight. Self-love. So treat yourself as a friend. Tip number one: so when you're beating yourself up, say like, "Wait a second, would I say this to my best friend? Would I say this to any friend? Would I even say this to a coworker that I may not even like?" Answer is probably no. So if you're not going to say it to other people in a kind way, don't say it to yourself. So that's the first tip. Just try to start treating yourself like a friend. The second tip to get to self-love: spend time with yourself. Your relationship with yourself is a relationship, just like all of your other relationships. And you're not going to get to know yourself if you are constantly surrounded by other people. And yes, I will also say animals in this. I know some people will probably disagree with me, but animals need care and love and attention and all that kind of good stuff to get the love right back. So by removing yourself from your animal and all of their needs, and they're giving love to you and you giving love to them, you have a space to give time to yourself and hear your own thoughts. So that is my second tip. Spend time with yourself. My third tip, it's kind of, I guess my third tip is kind of about self-care. Put your needs first. Now, this might seem counterintuitive if you have like a baby, like an infant, newborn, but you're not going to ever show up in a way that's not without anger or resentment, passive aggressiveness, if you're always putting everyone else's needs first. Now, this is what I told my kids. I told my kids, all right, today you need to bike. Then I'm like, wait a second. That totally like disrupts my whole morning. And I'm trying to do this miracle morning routine to, start my day on a really, really good note. And Miracle Morning is a great book. I'm almost done with it and highly recommend that you read it. And if you want to go to even a book club, I will put the link in to the book club if you'd like to join me next week. So anyway, put your needs first because it's going to let you know that you're prioritizing your relationship with yourself. And you are the person you spend the most time with. And my message this week was, if you can't be with the one that you love, love the one you're always with, which is you. Beautiful, miraculous, you. So there you go. That is my 3 tips for the week. Treat yourself like a friend. Spend time and get to know yourself. And put your needs first. All right. So what kind of announcements do I have today? Well, next Wednesday, there'll be a Live with Heidi and Heather show. And we are talking about how to holiday like a boss. And what does that mean? Doesn't mean like spend the most money or spend the least money, but it means when you get in any kind of social gathering whatsoever, you can be able to navigate it depending on your personality, like as a truly authentic to you. So just trying to being able to, the goal of the show is to get you to know that you and your needs and your personality matters. And you can navigate the holiday gatherings or any other kind of social gatherings as it is authentically good for you. You don't just have to go because like you haven't seen your family and friends in like forever because of COVID, but you can go in a way that's authentic to you. Like my personality, I'm like, I'm going to go and like hug everybody I know because that's my personality. But some personalities might be like, all right, I'm going to go for like a half hour. I'm going to talk to like the 2 people that I actually want to see. And then I'm going to walk home and get some space. And, that is all of that is perfectly fabulous. All right. Well, that is it for me this week. Sending you love, light, laughter, and self-love. Until next week, I'm Heidi Esther.